Welcome back, guys, to another Redstone Corner. And today for you, I have a couple things. Oh, there we go. Just a couple small things, too small on their own to deserve their own video. So I thought I would clump them together into one. And I will not be doing any tutorials for any of these. It's super simple. I will include a world download. You can download and, get an idea how they work. Be able to take a look at them, and they're super simple to copy just by looking at them. So let's start. Over here we have a pulse extender that I came up with out of the need for the shop on CreepyCraft. I needed something I could super program that wasn't like your normal pulse extender. So this would be your input. We have two droppers facing into each other with a singular item in the very top one. And by sending a pulse through that bottom dropper, it'll shoot that, this top one gets QC powered, shooting the item below, and you get your output signal. Once it hits this block, it will unlock this hopper and also turn off that comparator once the items run out of here, depowering the sticky piston and firing the dropper setup again to reset the system. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this real quick. I have 10 items in that top hopper. Hopper transfers one item every 2.5 game ticks. 2.5 seconds, something like that. But as you can see, you get your output right there. And with being able to shove 5 stacks up into this, you can really control the length of it. I use it for my rocket delivery. Like, this spits out 6 stacks of rockets for me to the people that go to my shop on CreepyCraft. And you can further control by running this comparator into some repeaters before it goes to the final, end spot where you need the pulse length. In fact, if you have seen my CreepyCraft, you'll know I ran a couple more comparators out, and then I have a full 5 stacks in here. So it's not bad. It's really simple, and it's a different take on your normal pulse extenders. Like Exuma's that one wide one he did that are just comparators stacked over each other. Like, I mean, that's cool and all. You can get a really long or short pulse depending on how you build it, but it doesn't fit well in a lot of situations. So there's that one. Over here we have some different sorters, not your standard impulse sorters. I believe I picked these up from Mr. Beast of the Minerva server, I want to say. But we're using a fold cauldron, taking the comparator signal and a repeater into the block here to lock that hopper. And then you just alternate a different one and then just repeat the pattern. And these stack quite well. Unlike your impulse sorters, which aren't going to stack, you could do something like this. Break these out. And then right about here, you can start where this bottom line, you can start your new set. And these will stack quite well. So you can actually have, a single chest here, a single chest right here. It's the same setup I use in my storage system on CreepyCraft. And if you've seen that, these stack right one on top of each other with no issues. Alright, and then we have a block swapper. Now, I was trying to figure out a way to hide some lighting in floors that I could trigger. And what I came up with was something like this. And then just putting a redstone block next to it and a block of the same floor type to kind of hide it. And then the input technically is right here at first. But then by adding something like this, you can then chain it down. So that way it controls a whole row of lighting on one side. And by simply doing that, you get that. And then we just go ahead and put the carpet there to hide it, whatever you want to do. And you have yourself hidden lighting. It also works as a block swapper for really anything you want. I mean, that's what it is. So then if we go ahead and shave off, you can take a look here. So you start with just powering a repeater to a torch on a block, which permanently powers a sticky piston, holding your replacement block in place. And like I said, super simple, easy to check. When you hit the switch, that all turns off, turning this on. But it just is enough delay with this repeater on 4 ticks that this will retract first. Then this gets pushed out of the way about the same time that gets pushed over. Super simple. Like I said, everything on here is really easy to build by looking at. And then last but not least, most important of all, is something I came up with here. It was heavily inspired by Cub Fans mixed Shulker box storage, but this is my own take on it. So we have this chest setup and everything right here is separate. The main system itself is this right here. So what you start off by doing is throwing your shulkers from the chest into these hoppers. They make their way into this bottom dropper, which emits a signal. Sorry, which gets turned off. Wait a minute, why is that being powered? Nope, it's supposed to be. So then what happens is that should turn off. We'll come here and we will toss some in there. So yep, it sends a pulse through, turning on that redstone dust, which light up these rails, which get observed by the observer and sends a pulse through to shoot your shulker box up. And then you can sit here, grab your redstone dust, then you hit this button, which activates a tiny little T flip-flop, doing the same thing, igniting the rail and activating that piston to break it, and then lighting this dust to eject another box. And it's all really fast. Now I can grab some gold. Oh look, I need some buttons. And we're done. And as you can see, they're right here. We can go ahead and toss those back in. When you're done, you can put your stuff away. And you're good. So what I have it being sent into is a hopper and just a tiny little dropper vader that doesn't rely on a clock. So the second a box comes in, this comparator will read the signal, powering these rails, and the observers pretty much just send it up until it pops out the little water here into these hoppers and will flow back down into here. I mean, it's really simple, really compact. It's meant for a tiny area. Really, like, this is about the footprint of it. And then if you were to have a block here, really, you don't even need that block. And you don't even really need any of those down there as well. So this was meant for, like, startering out. Put it in a little starter base or something. Or if you think about it, You know, each shulker holds 1,700 some odd items, 54 shulkers per chest. You get the idea. It holds around 350 some-ish thousand items. I don't have the number written down. I was doing the math earlier. So that is it. I don't know what you guys will think about this kind of a video, but there are things I've had in my redstone world for a while now that I really have wanted to share with you guys, but I've been hesitant for so long because they're just too small to do their own video on. And I definitely don't want to be one of those people that just put out a ton of tiny short videos showing off every little thing. So the next best guess was to throw them all together in a they don't deserve their own video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you will find these things useful for your survival world or your SMP. Thank you for joining me for another Redstone Corner. I will see you guys later. And don't forget, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Really helps out. And if you liked it, hit the like button, because that also helps out, guys. Don't forget that. Down in the description are the links to my Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Patreon, Streamlabs, and my merch store, along with all the other YouTube links for all the other ProtoTech members. Go check them out, give them some love as well, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.